Hello, welcome to Galvatron's Transformers Reviews. In this video, we'll be taking a look at Leader Class Kingdom Galvatron. Now, Galvatron was just recently released as of this video, and you can pick them up probably at a Target store right now, or maybe you can find them online. The pre-orders, most of the pre-orders say September for this guy, and he's showing up in stores now, so I'm pretty confident maybe it'll come early. I don't know, the distribution on these things have been very strange lately. But he is a Leader Class figure, which means he's a $50 price point. He is rather short, but he is very beefy, super heavy, especially when comparison to the Titan Returns one from a few years back. He is much more, he has much more, I would like to say, girth to him. Not just that, but he's a lot more solid feeling. This guy doesn't feel like you're going to break if you move the plastic wrong. It's a well-constructed, well-made figure. It has nice tight joints. Speaking of well-constructed, well-made, there is an error. His shoulders are misassembled. Mine, I do have a misassembled one. So if you do happen to see him in stores, you see two side by side. They did fix this, but if you're able to look, you can see one of the shoulders are higher. These are the lower end ones. It's just this little piece that's misassembled. It's actually upside down. I don't mind it too much in this guy. I think he looks okay either way. And if I don't like it, I could always do the fix. There's a fix out there. You could look that up. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get to the review. All right, and as always, let's take a quick look at the packaging here. It comes in the same box, but what we're really looking at is the package art, which is gorgeous. Shown here in his cannon mode, and there on the side in full robot mode, the glowing red eyes, the arc up at the top there. He's firing off at probably Rodimus Prime. It's just looks pretty good. This packaging, this art is beautiful. On the back, you can see an action pose of the rendered version here, and him in cannon mode right there with the Matrix accessory. On the top is a Decepticon logo and a place where they cut the box open. Bottom is nothing. On the side is that gorgeous Kingdom artwork. Inside the packaging, you also get one of the Kingdom reveal cards. In this case, I have Dinobot. Let's see if this is any different than the ones I had previously. Oh, it is. It is his Dinomus. That is very interesting. I'm going to have to look that one up. If you guys know what that's about, please, by all means, put it down there in the comments. I do not have this one. Of course, I'll probably have it a bunch of times over. And he comes with instructions. So his instructions here are the standard green and black and gray, and are actually very large poster size instructions showing you all the things that you could do, where you can put the weapons, how to transform, and everything with your Galvatron figure. And of course he has the Matrix accessory on a chain. Now, I don't think, oh, wait. There we go. I didn't think this was removable. I didn't pull that hard. But it is done in a light blue. This looks like exactly the same one that came with Rodimus and Earthrise Prime. You just stick that on there. So these are probably interchangeable if you would like to interchange them if you don't like that bright blue. He comes with two blasters that look just like the Revenge, only in gray. Interesting design choice. And he has his iconic weapon, his cannon, which is in two pieces. And this is done up. See if I can see show you guys the paintwork on that. Kind of like got this dotted fade and some detail there. Really nice shade of like a burnt orange. Really, really nice. Definitely, this is much nicer looking than the Titans Returns, and a very G1 style actual gun mount here. And then you get the figure himself. Take his weapon, and you could actually put it on either arm and either port, or you could have him hold it, which I don't know why you do that, because we all know it goes on his right arm, right there. You can take the Matrix accessory, put that around his neck. And these two weapons, you can either hold them or be placed in the back, and the instructions shows up here like this from this little slot here. But I find that it works far better like this, just to hide them if you don't want them to hold them. Because honestly, it does look weird. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a huge fan of these guns. It's almost like they had to include something to make it worth the $50 price point. Yeah, so. And there you have them. Now, mine does have the shoulder issue. If you see, they are kind of sitting lower. This is one way to fix it, but then you have that big giant pin right there. You can take the pin out and redo the shoulder hinge and put it back together to look like this one and be higher up. Or if there's multiple of these in the store, find the one that is fixed, because this is an error and they did fix it in the later runs. Mine is like this. I don't actually bind the pin. I might use it with the pin. I don't know. Let's take a quick turn around of this guy. So look at him all the way around. He has some exceptional detail on him. He's got these 5mm ports, which we have come to know from the Kingdom and Earthrise figures at the Siege. Now, one thing he doesn't have, he actually has a lack of on him, is the little ports to put the blast effects. I don't see them on him at all, which I find very interesting. But it was, I guess maybe they wanted a more clean look to him. But he is a chunky figure. He has some nice paintwork, even with the battle damage, which I will admit I didn't like at first. I just didn't like it at all at first. I was gonna take it off, to be honest. I'm pissed off and tired of just having this battle damage. I was glad they weren't doing it. Added this figure in person. It's not so bad. So I would say, you know, your opinion. It's your opinion. It's your toy. If you want to do it, I'm gonna leave mine the way it is. I actually don't mind it too much. The shoulders, I'm on the fence about. However, the sculpt work on him is very good, and he's got this wonderful, this grape purple to him. It's not dark, and it's not that light purple that we see like on Cyclonus. Now, taking a look at this head sculpt, it is actually a gorgeous head sculpt. It looks beautiful. I would say maybe it's a little too tall for the body, but overall, it is really, really nice. And that's one thing that we didn't get with the Titan's Return. He's got those nice painted eyes and a silver face that actually has a nice beefy look and stands out. I believe that they did that just because they messed up so bad on the Titan's Return. Maybe they know it. Who knows? But it is a gorgeous head sculpt. And just going down, see if I can move my camera down here, going down all the way, he's got some really nice sculpted detail in the abs and the belt there, which is actually part of the transformation. And hands, thighs, all the way down to the legs. And he's got some weird lines here with the battle damage, I guess, and kind of hoofy looking feet. The feet look better in person, but they're still kind of hoofy looking to me. They look like hooves. On to comparisons. Here he is with the Generation 1, the Titan's Return, and the Kingdom. So you can see the pretty large differences. Interesting that he's gray, and he is gray because that's what he was originally going to be before they changed him to purple later on in production after the toy was already being produced. And he's better for it, in my opinion. He looks really good. I definitely prefer this. So you can see what I'm talking about the two different purples. This is more of a grape, and this is more of a royal purple. His Decepticon logo, they chose to make almost a pink color. So here they just outlined it in silver. I kind of like that one a little better. Overall, though, this one has much more of a Generation 1 style design, where that one's overly stylized. And, well, this one is Generation 1. More comparisons here. He is with the Siege Megatron. And here he is with Cyclonus and Scourge. Now, I absolutely love how these are actually two different color purples. It just sets them out really nicely. These three look amazing together. We're going to remove his accessories right now for transformation and take this piece apart. Take the ships off the back. So we have just the base robot here. And then for transformation, the first thing we're going to want to do is we take the shoulders, extend the shoulders out. They just have little clips here. They plug right in. Take this back part here, move it out, move the front up like that. This piece will open, and then the whole front chest comes up like this. The head will sit around in this little cavity here. Now mine actually hits real here and makes a loud noise when I have to put it in, and that worries me every time I do it. Then move his chest back down, close that right up. Take his legs, and we're gonna wanna just move them back. And then move this whole front piece down and around, which forms the main body of the cannon. Take his little side pieces here, get his arm out of the way. Take his little side skirts here, move them out, and then move his arms all the way down. I'm gonna move this up, kind of out of the way a little bit so we can work on the legs. I'm gonna move these pieces here. They peg in right here. Move them up and around. They're a double joint right there. I'm gonna take his feet like this, move it out. So you got a joint here, here, and here, and move all those. Take the heel spur, just go ahead and push that right back around. And do that for both sides. Like so. Go ahead and just snap those back or leave it out. It doesn't really matter right now. Move these all the way out of the way. Peg hole, peg, pick it, and peg the legs together. You also have a peg right there. I find that it's easier to push this one up through the bottom here rather than just try to force it together. So you just kind of go like that. One up the peg, bottom, the leg straight. Move this piece here up, make sure it's around like that, back, peg, hole, like that. This comes there and lays flat. And also there's these two pegs right here. They're very hard to see, but they peg right under there. You get them down there and they usually just fall into place on mine. I really don't have to position it. It usually just does it itself, which is really nice. The tolerances are pretty damn good. So peg and a hole there, take those, these peg down, and then take the arms, move the fists in, like the Titan Returns ones, peg, hole, and just line that up. Same verse here, just like that. Move the treads around. Now the treads do have one single wheel on the back, right there. And then you want to make sure that these line up. So there's a peg and a hole right there for the side skirts, and they peg in both sides. These kind of hang at the bottom there. Something I don't really care for is that they just kind of hang there. The only thing holding it is these pegs. Then you take the back piece as per the instructions, move that down like this. There's also wheels at the bottom. Now you have this. So you take this piece, after the barrel, then you take the end piece of the gun, push that right there. I also wish this would snap in, but it doesn't. It stays pretty well. And there you have the cannon mode. Now you do have some extra accessories which actually do fit on him. You still have the matrix, which will come down, and there's a hole right there and a peg on the bottom. Just put that over the barrel and just peg that in like that. And then you can take these, dropping stuff all the time on camera. You take these, they have these little holes in the back here, so you could, the pegs right here, you can just kind of snap them on like that on either side. So there he is in cannon form. And I actually think he looks pretty badass this way. It looks really, really nice. Now, if you want to give a little bit of a more, kind of like when he blasted Starscream, you kind of move it down like that and give him sort of that look. This is my favorite look for him. I think it just looks damn cool like that. You know, Coronation Starscream. This is bad comedy. This is the look I like. I think he looks sweet like this. Very cool. All right, here he is with Generation 1 Galvatron. So you can see he does take a few cues from Generation 1 Galvatron. This is with this here. Actually, I believe that might be from the cartoon. You can't kind of see it, but it is in the back here. So you can see this kind of the size there. This guy's massive, and he doesn't have any electronics like this one. It's awful noises. And here he is with the Titans Return. This thing is so light and flimsy in comparison to this heft. I mean, you can just feel the weight difference between these two. Also, look at these barrels. This just looks cheap, like something you'd find at the Dollar Tree. This is some really nice plastic, but it's just a much nicer quality-wise. It's a huge difference in quality in these two. I mean, look at that. This thing is just made very beefy. So all in all, he's a great figure, and I highly, highly recommend him. He has a beautiful sculpt on him, and he has a lot of heft, so he will be great as a replacement for that Titans Return one with a gimpy head, or just as a Galvatron. He is just a fantastic figure in both modes. I think it's pretty good. This little accessory could be on an actual chain, but again, it's all just nitpicky, like the battle damage I'm not super fond of. But he has so much good going for him, and this head sculpt is wonderful. So if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs down vote button if you have to. Subscribe, and I'll see you later.